Hey there guys, it's me, Malorian. Excuse my voice, I'm still recovering from Attack X, and that's what this whole video is going to be about. It's going to be talking about Attack X 2019, what happened, my thoughts on it, and all that great stuff. Now, do know I'm not going to be going into it by game. Tomorrow we're going to be doing our Should Have Boosted episode on it, the podcast with Mark, where we're going to be talking about all the games and all the highlights and all that type of thing. So I don't want to duplicate material, so I'm not going to cover that here, but more so I'm just going to kind of cover it from a general standpoint, but as well just some big things where like I just learned some stuff along the way, and just want to make sure that I had a little bit of a recap here since I did the intro. Now, I think the first thing I should say is that Attack X, despite what I said last video, is not in Kelowna. This was very quickly corrected by especially all the people that live there, and yeah, it really did throw me into a panic. The first thing I did was check my hotel, and luckily I was stupid after, so I booked it in Kamloops, and then somehow in my mind I thought it was in Kelowna. So yeah, glad that I had a hotel to go to. Worse yet, it turns out like they're like rival cities. So just like here with like Edmonton and Calgary, we're like rival cities. It's the same thing there. So really a big mistake, and I was teased all the way through the event because of it. But that's okay. You know, I kind of really had it coming. So got there. It's like an 8.5 hour drive. Made it out there, no problem. We took the Thursday off before. Got there, hung out with some friends. Awesome first day, no problem. Going to the Friday is now going to be the champs. And that one, I was running my Shay list. No, I did not run my Shay list because I couldn't. Because as champions, I had to run my Fiona. So Fiona is a caster I don't really normally play. I really was liking before that Shay and just how fast it can make it. The Phantasm on the Blockader being so key in some matchups. And so switching over to Fiona, I was like, we'll see how it goes. The other list, I can't do my usual Magnus 2, so I did McBain, and that one was in the Soldiers of Fortune. Had, you know, some cav in the front to block, and then of course all the jacks behind. So again, I don't want to cover everything that happened there, but definitely some crazy things went on. And it was really just something that was really a lot of fun. One of the things that really did come up that I can talk about here is just the fact that I was starting to realize just how good Fiona is. I did already play with her. Of course, when they updated her rules, I tried her out. But I think I was trying to do too many things at once, and that's why I wasn't too impressed. You know, when she wants to be giving out focus here, and she wants to befuddle this, and then chasing it, and then curse of shadows, you just can't do all those things. However, if you really have things that you really want to do, you can make sure those things happen. And arcing through your cultists, or really any infantry you want, extremely powerful. Definitely one of the things I need to also get to enable this is I need to get powder monkeys, because if powder monkeys are giving the focus to the jacks, she is now fully able to do what she needs to do. So it was really starting to open my eyes, and getting to talk to all the great people who are out there. They were saying like, yeah, Brian, you gotta be running Fiona. So it was like, okay, it's something I'm going to have to learn, something I'm going to have to do. Mainly played that list, so got a lot of Fiona. I did play one game with McBain, and it was up against Vlad 2, and don't you know with those Doom Reavers, turns out they can make it so you can't heal, so that meant I didn't have a feat. So that was kind of a rough game, but I don't again want to get too far into it, but overall, I did well, and I enjoyed myself, met new people, went to a great Mongolian restaurant after, and yeah, just had a really great first day. It's good seeing all the people I remembered from BC. You know, I haven't been to an Attack X in years, so getting to see them again was fantastic. In the end, it was won by a Scorn player, and yeah, now I'm going to forget his name. Brant Color, I want to say it is. Oh, I should have looked this up. Why didn't I have this ready before I did this? I should have even brought it up. But it's won by a Scorn player, and of course his last name is now escaping me, so that's going to haunt me, and I'm sure he's going to now comment down and pick on me. But you know, it's a Scorn player, so they don't really matter anyway. But anyway, that was great. We had lots of fun. Mongolian restaurant. time to go on to Masters. Now in Masters I was feeling way better because now I get to play Shay, now I get to play my Magnus 2, and it did start going out well, and then it started not going well. So basically the way they worked is that you played 2 games first, and anyone who's lost a game can now drop, or I think they're actually forced to drop, to go to basically a second tournament. And in the end, the top 4 from each of those kind of heats are going to come together to go to the final heat to see who gets in the Masters. So, won my first 2 games, got into the main undefeated heat, feeling pretty good, and then I started facing WTC players, and it was just, and they just destroyed me. So actually my game against Andrew, he's from Canada WTC, great, fantastic game, really, really great, but fell short in that one. Again, I'll give all the details when I do the podcast. Then I go up against John Fairs, also WTC Canada, and that was just a slaughter, an absolute slaughter. Just a tabling, just an absolute tabling. I think I killed 2 models, and he tabled my entire list. So, yeah, you know, like a lot of humbleness to be there. You know, when you go into these things, and one of the greatest things is that, I mean, normally when you go to a tournament, you only get to know people in your own little area, and so it's not until you really travel to go to these other places that not only do you get to meet them, but you start to actually get a real realization of what skill level these people are at. You know, like you can say like, oh, I think people over there are good or bad or whatever. I heard their meta sucks. But until you actually go there and play them, you don't know. And I know all these people from BC are good. I've met them before. But of course, it's always one of those things that once you finally go and you're playing, that's when you're going to realize, oh yeah, they're extremely better than me. So, okay, that didn't go so well. It was really cool to see that some of the privateer press people were there. Pagani was there. Oz was as well. So cool to finally meet those guys. Otherwise, then, we went on to the last day, and for that one there, it was now the team tournament. I now decided, like, you know what, Fiona seems good, so I'm going to go with her. And man, I just love that, did great. Our team just kicked butt. Well, again, we'll talk about more later, but that's where we won. Da-na-na-na-na. We won the team event. So Alberta winning the team event. Alberta also winning the Masters because Chris Dancox went through from that one and won that one. So, you know, pretty good. We go over there to BC, win 2 of the events. Not too shabby. I'm sounding like a bit of a jerk right now, but I also managed to win Best Sport as well. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what things they used to decide on this. I know maybe one thing they took it from, and I'll get to it when I talk about my battle reports in the podcast, but I had a blockader punching a turned around Zol, camping nothing, and failed to kill it. And it's just like, you know, whatever. There was a lot to that game we'll have to talk about because there's a whole bunch of like a comedy of errors. But, you know, like, the thing is like I can say like I was a good sport there, I was a good sport somewhere else. Everyone was such a good sport. Everybody was there having fun. It was a great time. You know, just so many great things going on. Getting to meet all these people. I got to meet the guys from the Line of Sight podcast. That was fantastic as well. And it was just so good. It's been so long since I've been able to go to Attack X that Nathan Bosa puts on there in Kamloops, not Kelowna. And man, I just like, why have I not been going there for 5 years? Well, it's because of, you know, wife in school and kids and stuff like that. But man, it's just been, it's so great. It's such a huge event. And it's not just War Machine either. They have like massive 40K, massive D&D, big huge areas for board games and models for sale and, you know, vendors there. And it was just, it was amazing. It was great. You know, we have some great events here in Alberta, but Attack X is the biggest event in Western Canada. So it was great to go there, had a fantastic time, and we'll definitely go again. And my biggest takeaway is just Fiona. I have fallen in love with Fiona. I have gone and I bought a model there and then converted up to be my new Fiona. I'll be showing this off more later as I'm going to get this painted and stuff, but I'm planning to play a lot more of her. So anyway, that's just a very quick recap of everything that's going on. Plus I realized my camera's about to die on me. So yeah, fantastic thing. And if you want to hear more details about it, tune into the Shoulda Boosted podcast, and we'll cover all the games in more detail. All right, see you then. Bye.